Welcome to SML Total Access, where we break down news, predictions, and more in our Madden League. Now, let's get fired up for SML football.
Hello and welcome back to SML Total Access. I am Prime Time 000, and with me is Tiny Titan and Dan the Man. What's going on, fellas?
Oh, it's nice to be back, boys.
Let's go.
Yes, we're back in black, baby. So let's start it off. First down. What's the expectations for season one? Do you have any special expectations? And we'll start with you, Tiny.
I don't really have any special expectations. I would assume the normal guys would be good. We'll see. I feel like this is one of those things where we got to see what happens. It's a new game, new platform. We'll see. However, KJ beat Dan in the tournament, so we'll see what happens. But I expect Prime and Bomber and Dan, those guys, normally to rise to the top. But and Dump has played really well as well. So we'll see how it goes. But I think the normal cream of the crop will rise to the top.
Season one's always a little bit of a mystery because we don't know how the game will play. We don't know, how one cycle to the next an owner can adjust, and so there's a little bit of wild cards there. That's going to happen, but the playoffs, battling it out, whether that's Bomber, whether that's Prime, got going to be a wild ride, and it's going to be a lot of fun. NFC wise, I think it's I think Dump is the clear favorite, and yet we've seen Dump do great things and then fail when it matters. So the NFC is kind of wide open. So. I think season one, though, if you look at it overall for the whole cycle, it's going to be the most unpredictable season that we have. I mean, heck, last year Meads made the Super Bowl, so that says enough.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I was going with it. Season one, especially first 4 weeks, is expect the unexpected. You're going to see some elite players probably look not so elite, but with Madden, I think football and Madden. Adjustments are what really separates the men from the boys, and you'll start to see that. You'll probably start to see a turning late in the season, and into season two, you'll really see the change and who's going to be good and who's not. But hey, you're still going to get the overreactions, especially first few weeks of the season. Like I said, some guys are going to lose. I expect that, but the guys who put in the work and put in the practice, they're going to shine early, I think.
I agree with that. And like I said, I think I told you earlier, Prime, I wouldn't be surprised if Bomber beat the brakes off you this week one. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying it's not possible. Honestly, let's move on now to second down. Hey, trading in the SML. We've seen some big trades already. We've seen some guys put stuff in chat and then not be too active with trying to actually trade. What's your thoughts on just trading in the SML, kind of trading tactics and all that? And Dan, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think personalities start to come out. I think it really matters on the type of owner you're trying to trade with. So trading in the SML is heavily based on personalities. I have something I really want to go after. I'm willing to pay the price for it, and I'll go after it. I think Prime's a little bit that way too. If he sees something he likes, he's willing to go after it, willing to pay the price. Then you got other guys that are willing to pay more because it's their favorite team or it worked well for them last cycle, and so now they want to do it this cycle. And I think that's kind of dangerous. And then you got guys that just like to whine and complain. You'll have guys like Matt that complain about their team, or it's already
Not naming names.
Yeah, no, I am because all last cycle, all we hear about is PJ this, PJ that. Now all of a sudden he's got a trash team. The Steelers are no good. Well, let's chill there, Matt. So, anyways, it's personality driven. So if you are here's my tip: if you're trying to trade with somebody, learn who they are, and then try to work within the framework of their personality.
Tony?
I like that. I'm a little frustrated with it. So I got yelled at all last cycle about the DK trade. And then I'm trying to trade. I'm not going to name any names like Dan did out there, just throwing people out there. But I'm in a trade right now where I'm sitting here talking to a guy. He's got a contract coming up next year. I'm basically giving you my guy. And there's nothing. I mean, I got to pay your guy next season to stay on my team. And like everybody complained about what I done last cycle, and then you're trying to rate me at the same time. It's so frustrating that like everybody wants to get over the top over the other guy. Like instead of just getting rid of the guy and getting something back in return. I think me and Prime was talking earlier. He's like, there's a guy that he was talking about trading with that's like, there's nothing he's going to do, and then he would be able to give him at least a third or fourth round pick, get something out of him instead of just letting him go to the free agency. Do that. That way, you get something out of it instead of just letting him walk for nothing. But no, I'm sitting here and getting yelled at about my crappy trades.
Yeah. So I have a few things I want to hit on this topic. I like what Dan said. There's the guys who like to go in and make things happen. The guys that frustrate me, and I think this is just a tip more than anything. When you make your trade block, if you take the time to make your trade block, are you actually considering trading that guy, or are you just expecting like a first round pick and that's it? And maybe put down what your expectations are, because if you're gonna put somebody on a trade block and then someone's gonna send an offer, and then if you're just gonna say no and not send a counter offer or what you want back, then don't broadcast a trade block, because you're not negotiating. You're just not negotiating. And something else I want to hit on with the trade committee, just as a whole. Right now, it's myself, Bomber, and Lawyer. We might be adding a guy or something. We might be tweaking that a little bit, not too big. But I know there's a big trade with Bomber, and I just want to put this out here. We've got the primer now. We got the SML. Obviously, we weed it out. We weed out a lot of guys who aren't fit long term for the SML. So we're more likely to approve big time trades in the SML, right? Because you're not going to have a guy. You're less likely to have a guy blow a team up and then leave, and it's going to be pretty easy to fill that team no matter what. Now, if it's a franchise crippling trade, our rules usually prohibit that. But if it is, and we'll still decline it. But I know Death Wish gave up 2 first round picks. Not a great trade for him. Most people would agree, but that's still not that big. He's probably not going to get too far ahead with this trade, but no one's not going to join the Jets if he left because of it. I just want to say that piece. So we're pretty likely to approve a trade, but there will be some that we decline, and probably some we wish we could have back as well.
Yeah, Prime, if I can add into that, I appreciate you saying that, because I think it's really important that guys get a chance to build their team, their style, their way. So, again, I would agree that Death Wish gave up way too much, but it's Death Wish's team. If he likes those guys, if he wants to do that, there's a level there where, as long as it's not breaking the franchise, he should be allowed to do that. So, hats off to Bomber. He got the good deal out of it, but it's Death Wish's team, and if he wants it, he can do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's with our rules, it's not like you can trade a Patrick Mahomes or a Lamar Jackson anyway. So we're sticking by those rules, and most of the time, if you send in a trade, we'll probably a good shot of it being approved, unless if it's something completely stupid. Let's move on now. Third down. Who's got the most pressure this cycle? And Tiny, we'll start with you.
I got 2 guys, Bomber and Dump. I think everybody knows that those guys done great in the regular season all year, all cycle, last cycle, and they need to be ones to prove it. Now, I think Bomber, I don't know if he's got the most pressure. I think Dump's got a lot of pressure because he never really done anything. Like you heard him, doing great in the season. And he talked about how good he was going to be in the tournament, blah, blah, blah. He came in chat and said how he's going to kill everybody. And then once he loses, though, like he did last cycle, you don't hear from him again. So let's see if he can actually do something this cycle.
All right, Dan.
Yeah, no, I have kind of 3 guys, and I think Bomber and Dump were 2 of those guys. I think, any of those guys that have to get over the hump and win the Sombardi. So Bomber, I think Bomber and Dump would be the kind of the top of that list. I think Matt kind of fits there, maybe QP,
yeah, Matt too.
D-Muse, those guys that need to jump Pauly, those kind of group. I think I'm gonna combine a bunch of teams because it could go either way. But I think Prime, myself, and RD, we got a lot of pressure on us. So Prime's got a lot of pressure because he took a top team and he just said, I'm going all in, I'm all for it. So he's got to come away with, I think, multiple Sombardis. I don't think one is enough. 2 will probably be enough, but I know he probably has even higher expectations than that. And then RD and myself, we can't go into a division and then get slaughtered by Prime. So there's a lot of pressure from us that we chase after Prime. We got to beat them. So if Prime just comes in and starts whipping the table with us, I think both RD and I are going to face a lot of pressure because you can't chase a guy and then just get stomped by him either. So that's my the most pressure this cycle.
Yeah, I've got 3 guys myself. I've got Bomber. Obviously, last cycle he took the Jaguars, actually a really good Madden team, and built them up. And he built them up to a really good team, had a lot of success, and couldn't never get over the hump. And his little statement, or his narrative, as we like to say, the wow word, and his narrative was that, well, last cycle I wasn't that good, so I'm satisfied with where I am. That was always what he would say. So now this cycle, he picked second in the team draft. He had all this success. He took what a lot of people would say is probably the best franchise team in Madden and the Browns for long-term success and short-term success. He has no excuses at this point. His division isn't the best. It's an average division. So he has no reason not to win a Sim Marty. I think that's the guy with the most pressure. I think Matt is another one. Matt was a guy who had some playoff success. He doesn't even need to win a Super Bowl. I think he just needs to get back to the AFC Championship game, and he has nobody to blame now. Dan hit it on the nail on the head earlier. Matt blamed PJ all the time last cycle. Now, no excuses. No excuses for Matt.
Yes, 100%. Where like he's there, kept putting the blame on him the whole cycle. It's like you have nobody to put the blame on now, man. It's all on you.
Yes, and my final one, not a whole lot of pressure, but I guess there's some pressure. I was curious of how RD is going to perform. A lot of times this offseason before the cycles, RD was telling me to take the Chiefs. He wanted to be the Raiders. So I took the Chiefs. Really, 90% of the reason why I took the Chiefs is because I wanted to play RD with his team. So, Dan, I love playing you twice a year, but we'll have our battles. We'll have our give and take. But RD's the guy that I want to take it to this cycle. So we'll see how that plays out.
Hey, Prime, real quick, what week do you play him first?
I think it's like week 10 or something. It's late.
Okay, cool.
It's late. So let's move on. So maybe not a whole lot.
The Colts game's coming up. You better hurry up.
Yeah, we're hurrying. so fourth down. Who's some owners that could surprise this cycle? We've got some guys who kind of came out. Bomber came out of nowhere last year. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'll start with
ahead,
this one. Sorry, Tiny. I somehow combined KJ and Tiny together and called you TJ. Anyhow, maybe that'll be your new tag team name.
Yeah,
I'm going to go back to the well, and I'm going to call surprise as a bounce back year for Grams. I think Grams is going to have a bounce back year because of 2 reasons. One, passing is going to become more important than running. I think it'll balance itself out as the cycle goes, but passing, and I think Grams is a good passer. I also think some of the early and easy things that frustrated him aren't going to be there, and I think he's gonna have a good season. I actually think he has a chance because of the wide openness of the NFC to actually make a Super Bowl. So I'm gonna make this my part of my bold prediction, but also expectation. I got Grams in a Super Bowl this cycle.
Wow.
Okay, so Dan took it from me. Grams is the one that I was really thinking is going to improve a lot because he's always been a good Madden player, but last cycle, man, he was just it was off. Like I don't know if he couldn't figure out, like he wouldn't run with Zeke, even though Zeke's sitting there like, give me the ball, man, just give me the ball, and he wouldn't do it. But I think Grams is this game's made for Grams. He's going to play really well. One, if I just had to throw out there, I'm going to say KJ. Come on, KJ, be my boy. Come on, go out there and win some games. I want to see you win some games you're not supposed to. You beat Dan in the tournament. I don't know how much Dan was invested in that, but Dan's a good Madden player, so I want to see KJ do some things here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say an SML OG makes a Super Bowl for the first time this cycle. and somebody that's going to surprise. And we kind of wrote this guy off. He's dead. He's a dead man walking, and that's Future Empire. He's the Chicago Bears. He's got Lawyer Killer in his division. He's got QP in his division, and he's got I think he's D-Muse. So tough division. I mean, that's no division to scoff at. But he's going to dev up Justin Fields, and come season 3 or 4, I think Future is going to make a run at this thing, and he's going to have one Super Bowl appearance. Now, and also another surprise, I think that Dump does not perform as well as we anticipate him performing this cycle. I think that he's got the division. He's got the division. We know he's probably going to sweep the division for the cycle, but I think when the playoffs hit, I mean, you still have to beat QP. You still have to beat Future. Coach Paulie's going to come prepared. I don't think he makes the Super Bowl once.
Wow. Nice. I like that.
But hey, bold prediction now. Any random bold prediction? Maybe I should have saved mine. but so Tiny, you go.
Let's see. I'm gonna run through these teams real quick. I'm gonna say Matt wins 2 Simbardis.
Oh, wait, no way.
Wow. You really went bold, man.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, wow. I don't even know how to recover from that. My goodness. Yeah, Tiny just took the guy that loves to run and bold prediction in a passing match. Let me get my head on. Here's my bold prediction. My bold prediction is twofold, and it's both against Faz. Okay, one, Faz does not make a Super Bowl at all.
Whoa!
He doesn't make a Super Bowl the entire cycle. And number 2 is I think Meats will win more divisions than Faz will.
Oh man, wow, that's bold.
That's what I think. I think
bold.
the nuking of the user and Faz not having that Delvin Cook running back is going to cause him more frustrations, more headaches.
Have a running back at all.
All right, here's my bold prediction. AFC South, you have the click duo of Mike and Coop against ZZ the Great and Field General 007. If Field stays for the whole cycle, Field and ZZ will combine for more division titles than Coop and Mike will.
I'll take that every day.
That's my bold prediction. I think that ZZ late in the cycle, he's going to come in, he's going to build that Texans team up, and he's going to sling the rock, and Field's going to get dialed in with Henry, and he's going to find a way to win some titles as well.
Are we sure ZZ knows the season starts tonight?
Me and ZZ had a 15-minute phone call yesterday. We explained everything.
Okay. All right. Good.
So, all right, guys. That was Total Access. We're going to get off here because my Colts are starting. I'm Prime, Tiny, Dan. Hey, SML starting up tonight. Get lit, get fired up, guys. Do you have anything to say at all?
All right. See you guys.
See you guys.